Yo, what it do, YouTube, man? I'm not one to waste time, so we're gonna get straight into it. Now, before the video do start, I must warn y'all, I'm watching my baby, my daughter right now. She all over the place, so if I don't seem like I'm paying attention, I'm paying attention to her, but I'm really paying attention. But that ain't even about that. This is about Milwaukee most wanted rapper, the DeadEnd Quan story. I ain't never heard of him. I'm about to hear about him today. Let's get into it. Yes, sir. Fuck! Okay, let's get to it.
Is highly sought after right now, not a Milwaukee rapper is highly sought after right now, not for his music, but for the crimes.
It looks like those earnings are from drug dealing.
Don't think I'm lying when I tell you that it's off white.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody know who DeadEnd Quan is.
I ain't never heard of him, cuz I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I ain't gonna fake the punk. I never heard of the
Hit
nigga.
that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and let's get right into it.
He must have been before my
Today's story
time.
brings us back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a relatively large city and one of my favorite cities to cover. As we spoke about in previous episodes, Milwaukee has a deep culture, mainly predicated
Get from
around
over there.
drug dealing and making money. The man we're here to talk about today is a well-known rapper and hustler from the city, 33-year-old Quan Owens, better known by his...
The Mo bruh playing. Okay. If you're thinking about having kids, don't have kids.
Named DeadEnd Quan, a Milwaukee native from one of the most dangerous areas in the city, being off Burleigh, dubbed the Burleigh Jungle for how wild it gets.
After they were shot in a drive-by shooting Saturday night. This happened near the intersection of Sherman and Burleigh.
The 21-year-old man who was shot and killed in a house near 12th and Burleigh yesterday.
Police say two people started arguing around 4:30 this afternoon near 15th and Burleigh.
How long
Shots
ago
were
is this,
fired.
though?
The DeadEnd Hood gets its name because almost all of the streets on their block are dead ends. They're Burleigh and Our Avenue, from 32nd through 35th Street.
Like, Birdline hour, like, yeah, it's one way. Them ways, like, over there, like, it's dead ends on there, one of my blocks, like, where I'm from, like, and it's street, it's 33rd, 34th, like, we, you know, yeah, we north side as a bitch, like, right over there by the train tracks.
He would do.
Hey, you ever come to Milwaukee? You ever visited? And close your ears. And the bitch say, I'm on Burleigh, let's link. Don't link with the bitch. Don't link with her. Come on now.
Interview in this hood, pointing at an area.
Get an early ticket to heaven.
He shot his
You talking
first
about?
person right on the block.
I ain't gonna lie. Swear to God, I promise to God, nigga. I shot my first nigga. Well, I shot my second nigga, but first nigga that told him when I shot him right here.
Holy self snitching at his finest. This nigga crazy.
The nigga
Ain't he
is crazy.
crazy?
It's a long story. The nigga told him, dog.
Quan is well known in the city and was well known in the streets long before rapping, as he did jump in the rap game relatively late. Quan would describe his childhood as being raised like Kane from Menace to Society.
Shit, real. I really grew up like Kane off Minister Society.
Yeah.
Like, for real, though.
He would begin catching cases
Crazy
at a young
lifestyle,
age,
man.
and he would be charged with maintaining a drug trafficking place in 2009 at only 18 years old. He would later plead guilty to this in March of 2010, receiving 18 months of probation. Quan will go right back to the streets, not complying with the probation conditions, and within 3 months, Quan will be sent to serve 60 days in jail for violations and would eventually get revoked. Quan and two other men named Christopher Jones and Eugene Woods would travel back and forth from Milwaukee to Eau Claire as they were selling weed out of a house out there. The owner of the house would claim he tried to kick the men out, but they wouldn't leave and locked him out. Quan would eventually get out of this case, getting the trafficking charges dismissed.
Selling. That nigga way off the grid. That nigga, he know what he doing. He know what he was doing. I mean, obviously not because he got caught, but it's like, bro, that nigga trapping out of Montclair, Wisconsin. I never heard of that shit ever.
Pleading guilty to criminal trespassing. Shortly after this, Quan would also be charged with possession with intent to sell cocaine in October of 2013. And Milwaukee County Jail has very strict bond release conditions. Compared to a smaller city where you might just receive the rules on a piece of paper of your bond, but in Milwaukee, you have to report to Justice Point, oftentimes being placed on house arrest and having to take drug tests. Quan wouldn't comply with house arrest and would skip court the next year in 2014. He would be on the run for around 3 months before being caught and sentenced to a year in jail. Quan had caught a few cases at this point, which
You gotta think about it this way. you gotta think about this, bro. This nigga served a year in jail because he couldn't control his drug addiction, or he couldn't keep up with the appointments, the mandatory appointments. It says a lot.
I mean, if you play the streets long enough, you will eventually get caught. And some people may have changed their hustle after these few jail stints, but Quan was already knee-deep in the streets and well-known in the city. It is hard to go from making thousands of dollars per week to, let's say, $20 an hour at Amazon. So I do understand why street hustlers often struggle with finding a new way. You also have to take into account of what city he's from. It's a city that popularizes and glorifies drug dealing more than any city I've ever came across.
I got plenty fire eddies coming down. So many heads on this phone, I forgot ring. I just caught a head on the way to another.
I don't know this song. I'd be lying if I said I did.
To pick up a gun and join the gang. Except in some parts of Milwaukee, the cool thing to do is pick up some drugs and sell it, which is kind of better than drilling, in my opinion. But they are both detrimental to the black community. And one more.
It is. If it was to come down to a life decision to either sell drugs or kill niggas, I'm selling drugs, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I mean, either way, bro, both of them bad, but you gotta live with the thought of a body on your head the whole time. I don't know how that shit is, but I know a couple people that do, and from what they saying, I don't want the trauma. Therefore, I'm gonna take their word for it. You feel me?
Rapper who I think paints the best picture of this life that I'm explaining in his raps is Lil Trey. For example, go listen to the song Man of the House. To give you an idea of why somebody would keep going to jail for the same thing and keep continuing to do the same thing once released. Quan will get out of jail sometime in 2015 and go right back to hustling. Milwaukee is well known for high-speed chases, as a successful escape will literally change your life. And the idea of just pulling over and letting the police decide if they're going to search the car and give you multiple felonies, a lot of Milwaukee hustlers don't decide to give the police that option.
Yeah, that's another thing. This is my last time pausing the video. But I don't get certain motherfuckers, because some motherfuckers just like the Kia boys, they go on high-speed chase for fun. Even though, granted, they're in the car, they shouldn't be there. But let's say you are loaded with like 2 zips of weed, you know what I'm saying? Some perks or some shit. And instead of taking the risk of letting the police possibly search the car, they just take their ass on the chase. And the reason that they take them on the chase is because motherfuckers that be dumping out their cars, not all of them, not the smart ones, but the dumb motherfuckers that be dumping out their cars, they be smoking in the same car that they dump out of. And guess what? That's probable cause. And guess what? You're gonna get that's giving them the leisure to search the vehicle. Therefore, you had no say so. But you couldn't really blame nobody but yourself, because the simple fact, why are you smoking or doing drugs while you transporting some shit that you're not supposed to? I never get it, bro. Motherfuckers, so many people avoid jail time if they didn't do that.
Quan would do just this not long after getting out. As police attempted to stop him on October 21st, 2016, Quan would take them on a high-speed chase and eventually get caught and arrested. High-speed was tossed, but he did plead guilty to battery of law enforcement and driving a stolen car. Quan will be sentenced to 18 months in prison.
They got a double whammy
in May of 2017. While Quan was in prison, many Milwaukee rappers were going crazy, and we covered many of them, so go check the Milwaukee playlist if you're new here.
Like I said, this shit happened before me.
While serving his time, and will begin getting better and better at rapping. He also had guys from his DeadEnd hood that began rapping as well, like Fat Pooh. Quan will later be released in 2021, and I'm guessing he was on probation and was revoked, leaving him to serve the 18 months consecutive to his revocation time. He will begin dropping music late 2022, releasing Neighbors Think I'm Hot in December. This song has almost 100,000 views. The streets would embrace Quan style, rapping predominantly about hustling.
Release type, I can tell in your eyes you the cheap type. You can't press it in the house or with your feet like.
His deep voice, along with his gritty, in-depth,
nah, that shit tough. I ain't gonna lie.
Automatically loved by the streets. The authenticity makes the music hit, especially the other local hustlers.
Talk good, who good, everything up top, nigga. Hell yeah, we got that shit really dropped.
He will continue dropping in 2023, releasing his first mixtape months later on April 23rd, 2023, calling it DeadEnd, baby. Quan is very well known and tapped in throughout the city. He will get many features on this project, including from SME Tax Free, Juicer, Joe Pablo, Fefe, Ghost, and many more.
Merch. Ain't Fefe in jail? I'm
He
tripping.
would gain plenty local traction.
I could be
in the
tripping,
city
bro.
And wouldn't waste time releasing a second project, calling it 3207, referring to the house he lived in on his dead end block, 3207 Hour Avenue.
Damn, that nigga lived in the dead end of the dead end. Look, bro, he the last house on the dead end block, cause that shit is actually crazy, bro.
The video to the first song on the tape called It's Just Me, and this video has around 70,000 views on YouTube.
I'm shooting to these pops, it's just me. Ay. Dumping all these drop, it's just me. Ay.
He would then go on to release a collab tape with Juicer called Jackie Chan, released on October 2nd, with one of the best songs being Kurt Angle. The video sits at well over 100,000 views.
Give you my brother without no money. Still serve a heist with a nose running. You know that.
And 8 days after releasing this tape, Quan would collab with Chicken on a song called Black and Knees.
40 a gram while they can't stop calling G.
I bust a brick 40 a gram, the phone won't stop ringing.
This was
I heard
his
that
biggest
song
up
before.
to this point, and it has well over.
I only heard that song because my little brother made a song to that beat. I'm like, bro, this beat sound familiar. That's how I only heard that shit.
Views. He would follow this up with one of the best underground songs to come out of the mill in 2023, releasing That One Kind along with Fefe, Juice, Ghost, Joe Pablo, and Funny Money. This song has over 800,000 views.
We land up with no hoes, ain't got time to do it now. Straight drop this dog a tip, bitch, I'm a connoisseur.
He would go sit down with DJ Jerry shortly after this song released in November, doing his first interview that I was able to find. And just months later, Quan would again find himself in trouble with the law, as on January 10, 2024, he was in Milwaukee riding in his 4Runner when police attempted to stop him.
2024. Nigga, this shit just happened last year. That shit crazy, bro.
Quickly take off from the police and end up crashing into a tree on 36 and Stark, located just minutes away from his hood. Quan would be arrested for this, and police would find 8 cell phones, scales, $12,000, as well as 2 zips of boys that tested positive for fentanyl. And they
Damn, you seen that, more, bro? Why is he riding around like that? Cause hold on.
Quan would be arrested for this, and police would find 8 cell phones.
8 different cell phones, black digital scales, $12,000 USD, 2 ounces of what later to be determined fentanyl. Oh yeah, that nigga locked up for life.
Scales,
Hell no.
$12,000.
Why is he around 2 pounds of fucking
that tested
fentanyl?
positive for fentanyl. And they also found some cocaine in the car. Quan would be held on a $15,000 bond and would quickly post it and be released a week later.
He got bombed for that? For riding around with 2 ounces of motherfucking fentanyl? I guess.
Right as he got out of jail, he released a song alongside IMBK called Rotation.
His lawyer
This is a dope
undefeated.
song.
Pick your standard and that bitch come folded up. Hey, Draco, it got kickback, it might fuck your shoulder up.
Within a month of being out, Quan would stop reporting to Justice Point and not go to court. His $15K was forfeited, and a warrant would quickly be issued for his arrest on February 15th. Meanwhile, he released his 4th tape on January 30th, calling it Take Notes. Chicken P would appear on the song Locked In. Big C and Ghost would also feature on this project. Quan also collabed with multiple artists, including Chicken, Joe Pablo, and others on the song Room 914. And this song has over 600,000 views.
Why your eyes come on T with me, you ain't gon' blow it. Hey, ballin' like T Owens and you steady out here owing.
2 months would pass, and MPD would realize they couldn't find Quan and would add him to Wisconsin's Most Wanted, putting his wanted poster out there, and Fox 6 would run this story in April.
This Milwaukee rapper flaunts a lifestyle on his YouTube channel. U.S. Marshals say is no act.
Unfortunately, it looks like those earnings are from drug dealing.
Nigga did the race. He put a 10K on they dumb ass. The first time he hit me with that.
So last
That
night
nigga
he
put a
used
10K on the
10.
law.
Honestly, nothing better than when a guy
The series
brings
yesterday. That's how the story ends.
In the industry, he goes by DeadEnd Quan, but investigators know him by his legal name.
A fugitive we're looking for is Quan Owens.
Despite being hot, Quan was still in the city rapping and dropping music, as he released another tape on April 11th called What They Talking About. The biggest song on this project is called The One Not The Two, which he posted the video for in May while on the run.
96 is all white, that's a bricky wood. I'm pulling shifts, dumping all night in this chicken coop.
He also dropped another tape in May called Diamond in the Rough, and rumors would quickly begin spreading on social media that Quan was the police around this time, saying that he told on Fat Pooh and others from his area, but I wasn't able to actually find proof of this. And crazy enough, his man's Fat Pooh also made Wisconsin's Most Wanted as well a few years back for shooting into a vehicle.
A YouTube rapper. He goes by the name of Fat Pooh.
Part of my YouTube rap.
But now U.S. Marshals say 31-year-old Kevin Tenner of Milwaukee is wanted for first-degree reckless injury.
Tax-Free would get asked about Quan and would say that he was still cool with him, seemingly not buying the rumors.
I ain't never calling him no snitch or nothing. Like, I ain't putting no label on him, but he understand the guidelines.
Man, you don't put labels on into the paperwork. If the black and white ain't looking right, hey, say goodbye.
Boundaries, like, okay, I know I got this going on, so I know, like, right now ain't really a good time for to fuck with nobody. I'ma clear this shit up, and then I'ma, you know what I'm saying?
But meanwhile, throughout all the rumors, Quan went black on social media, deleting everything, but he was still dropping music. And Milwaukee rapper Manny Fresh would release a song called Dead Wrong, where he would diss Quan, saying that he was dead wrong for snitching.
Then, but that movie, know he dead wrong. I never tell, nigga, we got bricks for sale.
Shit came out, it was left field, nigga, cause that's where my little guy fool. Like in the video 3207, my FaceTime, I was talking.
I'm not saying a nigga telling or nothing, but getting caught. Anyways, I'm not saying I'm the nigga telling nothing, but getting caught with 2 pounds, 2 ounces of motherfucking fentanyl and being able to post bond. I don't know how that go with fentanyl because I ain't really touched fentanyl. I don't plan on touching fentanyl. But that's actually kind of suspicious, kind of crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, like, the fuck, nigga, if you actually go out today, nigga, where that shit come from? On my kids, nigga, if you ask me, like, why you say this about, like, come on, man, be real. Nigga, you don't even know why you said that.
Quan would even go as far as to do an interview with Juice Talk TV where he spoke on the snitching allegations. He also spoke on Tax-Free not kicking him while he was down, which I also respect.
Only one motherfucker in that situation where niggas shouldn't have been dealing with, like, so. And I can admit, but ain't no narc shit going on with me. Like, you know what I mean? Ain't none of that going on with me. Like, but I respect, you know, Tax for that, dog.
Milwaukee Hood News would post a picture of a criminal complaint saying that Quan was snitching, but he didn't post any actual information or statements. In August, Quan dropped...
Nigga he didn't even post a statement. He just posted the cover of the paperwork.
another tape calling it DeadEnd Baby 2, released on August 2nd.
Bro, I bet he didn't even read the fucking paperwork. Nigga just posting shit.
Chicken appears on this tape 4 times, along with many other notable Milwaukee rappers. And the next month in September, Quan will be back in trouble as Milwaukee police attempted to pull him over once again. He would obviously flee at high speeds before being caught and arrested. He would be placed on 2 separate $25,000 bonds and is still sitting in jail today and is facing many years in prison for his cases. But let's just remember, Quan is innocent until proven guilty, and we can't put snitch jackets on people without proof. Though I do know personally instances where people snitched and was able to hide from it. I hope once released, Quan can put all his business expertise into something legal. If you enjoy this kind of content, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Really shit ain't rough. I don't write shit. That shit came out, you niggas started and ain't seen it. Niggas started and ain't read it. Damn, started shit. I say, they got the bounds for the niggas when my doggy now. I ain't see my niggas locked. Ones that kept the solid shit. I mean,
this nigga look tough, man.
If I saw it, I respect a lot of shit you niggas do. I respect that shit. You don't be talking about no shit if you ain't seen shit.
Hey, that nigga low-key tough, cuz I'm gonna have to tap into him. I think about it. Wait, so is he not in jail? Is he still on the run? That's what I'm confused about. I'm genuinely confused. He didn't say that if he was still on the run or in jail. But hey, moral of the story, don't go jump into conclusions, folks. If the black and white ain't looking right, then it ain't right. You feel me? Whatever black and white says, that's written in stone. That's all it is, written in stone. So don't be going around throwing that snitch word at everybody, because if you ain't do your thorough research, then you're gonna be looking like a goofy. You get what I'm saying, bro? But no, it's not even probably the life y'all live, but it ain't about that. But I'm hit you niggas in the next one. Word.